Everyone, Noreen here, and today I have with us Anna, our beautiful cruise director on the Harmony of the Seas.
Hi everyone.
Hi everybody. Thank you so much for taking the time today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, we just wanted to talk to you for a few minutes about your experiences working on a cruise ship and apparently loving it and doing what we know is a really great job, because we've been here a few weeks now, and so have you, fresh from vacation, right?
Yes, ma'am. So about my course with Royal Caribbean, I've been with Royal Caribbean for 14 years. I have a different background from most of the other cruise directors from the company. So I started as a sports staff. So that's how I started, yes. Back at home, I used to work for the Portuguese government first, and then for the Spanish government, I was developing sports facilities in rural areas, let's put it like that. So when I came as a sports staff, made my way up to sports supervisor, sports manager, changed a little bit to the safety side. I was a compliance officer. I was an injury prevention officer, but my first love was entertainment. So then I came back to sports, and now as a cruise director for now 3.5 years, and I'm loving it. For
sure. Well, we've been on the ship for a few weeks now, and we watched you particularly, I want to say last week, because we didn't stay late enough last night to do the 70s show, and you've got some really great dance moves. And if I didn't know better, I would have thought that you were a dancer.
No,
did you take dance when you were in school?
No, I did not. No? I get that question a lot. However, I did a lot of sports. I did professional handball in a lot of sports. My dad is a physical education teacher, retired now. However, I loved everything that was movement, and I think to do this job, you have to have a natural energy. So that I have a lot.
Well, that's really cool to hear, because Dennis's mother was a physical education teacher. And
nice. Shout out for the teachers out there.
Yeah, shout for the teachers. And godmother of the ship is a teacher.
Yes.
And
my mom's also a teacher of history, but she's also a teacher.
That's okay. And Dennis is almost finished with his doctorate in education.
Nice.
So there's a lot of teaching going on in a lot of different directions. So how did you come to work for Royal Caribbean?
So I was, as I said, I was working for the Spanish government, and I wanted something different. I wanted something challenging. Not that I did not appreciate working for the government.
Right.
However, it was a 9-to-5 job that I felt I didn't have much of a career progression there, because that's the one job you have for the rest of your life. And I felt like there was more out there for me. I wanted more. And so it was. I started looking for it at the time. It was the beginning of looking online for jobs. You know, my mother even thought it was a scam. Are you sure this is for real? And yes. And I ended up working for Royal. My brother ended up working for Royal, and my daughter now works for Royal. So we are a Royal family. My daughter is on the Vision of the Seas. She's moving to the Freedom as a second officer, so she's on her path to become a captain one day. So we're all Royal siblings and Royal daughter.
Where did she go to school?
In Portugal, she went to Maritime University. In my country, you have to do an engineering degree. We call it piloting, which is to pilot a ship. So she had 4 years university degree, and then she had to do a full year at sea. So 366 days at sea, which she did with Royal Caribbean on the Navigator and on the Serenade.
Awesome.
Yes, and she was a deck cadet or an apprentice officer there, and she got them promoted. She went back home to do all the exams and all the national tests that our Navy demands, to see if she actually did everything, and she has the knowledge. She did. She now has the driver's license.
It's amazing.
Yes, and there she is.
So how long will it progress until she gets further ahead?
That
Is that like a
because
time thing or
it's
an experience
It
thing?
is experience and time, very similar to the pilots on a plane.
Okay.
They need not hours of flights, but they need months and years
Time.
at sea. So now the next step, she needs to complete 2 years at sea. She has what we call the first officer license now, but she will need a chief officer license and then the master's license. All of those involve 2, 3, 4, depending on the license, years of maritime time.
Right.
So because they have a big responsibility, there's a
yes,
lot of
for
souls.
sure.
This ship has 6,500 of you plus 2,300 of us. That's a lot of souls. It's a big responsibility. So it is different. And Royal is very good at supporting our development. In my case, I did with Cornell University. I did a postgrad in what it is, human resources, and motivating the human resources, and in getting to motivate them to be the best they possibly can be at their jobs. So Royal is incredible in that.
And that's also part of what you do now, because as cruise director, you have a lot of people that you're responsible for, directly and indirectly. You
Absolutely.
know, all the, how many is that? Around
300.
300.
300, because when people say, oh, cruise director is the dancers and the singers, that's a
But
small
that's the
part.
small,
I have 3 casts on board the Harmony. I have an aqua cast,
right?
I have an ice cast, and I
Right.
have a theater cast, and the theater cast has a Broadway show. With that, all of those theaters, all of those venues have the technical
Right.
team.
Sure, the
It's a
production
huge
and audio and
production,
stage.
audio, stage managers, sound techs, light techs, and then I have my broadcast team. All TVs we manage.
Okay.
Then the side of the activities, I have my sports staff,
Okay.
my activities team, which is the team for the bingo, the theme nights, the Adventure Ocean team. So it's a huge
Oh,
team.
that's a lot,
Yeah, I
yeah.
have 10 managers that work with me
Mhm.
to manage all of these people.
So I'm sure you're instrumental in making sure that they learn, all these people, particularly those 10 managers, for example,
Yes.
that they learn all the things that they need to know, so that you have sort of a succession plan, and that you
Absolutely.
can bring up those who can someday take over some of these other jobs.
Yes, ma'am.
And the ones below those 10 managers as well. So how often do you get together with a group of those people
Most
to
of them
do
is daily.
daily?
We have a weekly meeting. We call
Okay.
it the senior staff meeting. However, daily, because these are daily expectations that I have, that they have to have towards their people as
Sure.
well. So Royal is incredible at a career path because it's growing so fast that we need qualified people, and what better people than the ones we already have. So we
Exactly.
have in practice, I don't know if you knew this, we have learning and development. It's a position.
Okay.
So L&D. So L&D director is the learning and development director, is a person that is a teacher, and he or she or her responsibility would be to develop people, to give them supervisory trainings, management trainings, HR trainings, all of that, so they are well prepared how to start as a new leader, how to accelerate the leadership knowledge and all of those things. And then with me is just focusing on the philosophy of Royal Caribbean towards our guests, towards the great service we have, and towards the expectations we have for incredible shows, because we work with Broadway, and Broadway standards are incredibly high, just like ours. So it's just constant evolution, including myself. I'm in constant evolution. Each ship that I do is different, with different demands, and we constantly learn. So Royal is very supportive of that as well, of the progression.
And which other ships have you worked on at
Okay.
Royal?
So
'Cause
let's
there's
go
a pretty
in
long
order,
list. Yeah.
in
In order.
order.
Look at that.
I
she's
did a
prepared.
Mariner.
Okay.
I did 6 Oasis in a row. I did the Allure, 3 in a row. Went back to Oasis maybe 5 or 6 times. I did the Adventure, I did the Liberty, I did the Freedom, I did the Independence, I did the Anthem, I did the Wonder, I did the Odyssey, and I am probably the Harmony. I'm probably forgetting some in there, but I've been only on the bigger ships. I haven't
Yeah.
done anything smaller than the Mariner or the Adventure, nothing smaller than Voyager class.
Right.
My brother has done bigger and smaller as well, and my daughter, well, it's 4 ships for her, it's 2 years. However, she's done Vision and Serenade, a smaller, Navigator and Freedom is a bit bigger.
So we tend to go on the inaugural sailings. Have you worked on any of those?
Yes.
Which ones?
I have
bet you
done-
we were on some of the same ones.
Yes, I have done the Odyssey Takeout as a sports manager and the Wonder Takeout as a sports manager. So I did both of those. I did the Allures and the Oasis first dry dock. I did the biggest revite in the world, which was Oasis in 2019. I've been in many wet docks, many dry docks. So love that experience. But
Yeah,
the
that's
best
a lot of
experience
fun.
is the takeout experience, because you get to see the ship from the shipyard coming to life, and it's completely empty, completely not even one carpet, to this beauty
To
that we
this-
see.
Yeah, to this lovely experience that we have.
Yeah.
And it's because of what you do. Your job is so instrumental in the guest experience and making sure that everyone has a lovely time, has the ability to do all the different things they want to do, from sports to rock climbing to flow riders to trivia
Thank you.
to the parades, to the shows, to all the different things. And, I don't think that cruise directors per se in general get enough credit for all
Thank
of
you
that,
for acknowledging
all of
that.
that what you
Thank
do,
you.
because the good experience that everyone has on board a ship is directly related to the things that you are most involved with.
Absolutely. Normally, I really need to thank you for acknowledging that, because normally what the guest sees is 5% of my job, which is me on stage after a show or in the parade hosting or Quest, Love and Marriage. However, that's 5%. The other 95 is all the logistics of it. The team
behind the
flights,
scene.
the behind the scene, the flights of the headliners, or let's say we have a technical difficulty, knock on wood, we have to purchase things. Let's say we purchase a lift for the Aqua Theater. With that comes a whole team that comes to fix it. That comes a changing of plans. Now I have to put a show here. Where do I put the show that used to be there? All of those things to see the guest flow. What time are the guests having dinner? What time are the guests having lunch? So I can have entertainment for them. What bar is going to be open where? Everything is connected. It's a symbiosis of teams, basically. Yes, and I get sometimes, oh, we didn't see you today. Yes, because you were on the forward end and I was on the aft end of the ship.
Well, and then every morning we get to see you on Entertainment Today, which is, I don't know if enough guests actually watch it, but those of us who do find out everything, every little change that occurs, every little comment about what happened here or what happened there. For example, this morning, I don't want specific details, but this morning at the Top Tier event, the captain mentioned that at 5 o'clock or some early time this morning, we made a stop in Cancun
Yes.
with a person that had a medical need that had to be taken off the ship. And that was transparent to everyone,
Yes.
which it should be, because that's a very private thing and you don't want to, broadcast that all over the place. However, those little pieces of information about what goes beyond the realm of what you're normally going to do
Yes.
during the day, and then something like that occurs, and if it's very early in the morning, there's not much notice of that. People don't notice it, but those of us who may wake up early,
You want to
and
know what's
wonder,
happening.
wonder why
Absolutely.
we're at this dock, or why this is happening, or why that's happening.
Honesty
So,
always
yeah.
is the best. In fact, last night he made an announcement informing that was going to happen, and it helped me as well to explain why we had to postpone the show. Because we were going at full speed, and the Aqua Theater is all the way to the back of the ship.
Right, yes.
Full speed means the engines are making a lot of
And-
noise
and there's a lot
and
of motion.
vibration. So under the water, my performers could not hear the safety directions.
Oh, wow.
So therefore, I had to postpone to tomorrow. And now, because the captain was transparent, I can be transparent as well.
Yes,
So
yes.
that's
So,
It's-
yeah, those things happen, you know. I want to say it was last week, perhaps. We had a similar situation a week or so ago where someone was taken off the ship. Two people were taken
That's
off
what
the
they
ship.
Yes, that
Mujeres.
was-
In Isla Mujeres.
absolutely.
And it was the same situation. We didn't necessarily
weeks ago,
see
I
it.
believe.
Yeah, two.
Yes.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago. But again, the passengers, the responsibility of the captain, the master, and the whole ship actually is responsible for everyone's safety and health and welfare.
And the safety of
And-
the humans on board always comes first.
It's
Both guests and
extremely
crew.
important, yeah, extremely important. So, you know, we thank Royal for the things that they do that even go on behind the scenes that you don't realize, because they're still looking out for everything. And,
Yes.
and we really love that.
Thank you.
So you're on this ship for a
4
contract
months.
that goes 4
4
months.
months, yes, ma'am.
Yes, and then you go on vacation again. Is that how your schedule
Yes.
works?
So normally it works 4 months and 2 months off, 4 months, 2 months off. This time I was 3 months at home because I speak 5 languages, so normally they keep me in the European territory because it's a more diverse, let's say, guest demographics.
Right.
In here we have 99% Americans. In Europe we will have 1,000 Italians, 1,000 Spanish, 1,000 Portuguese, 1,000 Americans. So it's much more diverse.
Oh,
So
sure.
I did 6 months. I did the entire European season. So I asked, okay, I did 6 months. Is it okay if I have
Can
a
I do-
3-month
yeah.
break? They were absolutely fine with it. But I'm very happy to be back in America. I'm happy to be back out of Texas. I've done it twice already with the Liberty and with the Adventure. But with a different ship is even better because this is a bigger ship. So I'm
Yeah,
super,
there's more
super happy.
responsibility, there's more action going on.
Yes,
for
ma'am.
sure.
Yes,
And as we learned today from the captain, the Harmony is going to be visiting Perfect Day at Coco Cay
Yes,
in a
it will.
few months.
In May,
In
if
May.
I'm not mistaken.
And so that will probably draw more people to come and sail out of Galveston,
Absolutely.
which has a beautiful new terminal that's only a couple of years old, and it's a very simple on and off the ship
Yes, it's
situation.
seamless,
So
yes.
it's really great. And with the new beach clubs that are being worked on in Cozumel and Costa Maya,
Yes, Costa Maya.
There's-
It's for 2027, if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken.
those are all going to be more reason to come and sail on the Harmony. Hopefully the Harmony will still be here out of Galveston, but if not, there will be a different ship.
The
that's this
Symphony
big,
will be
yeah.
here next year because
They
Harmony
switch
is
places,
scheduled
yeah.
for a dry dock. So we can, a dry dock is every 5 years, so we can take a look at the bearings, at the engine, and then obviously all the cosmetic parts.
Right.
Change a little bit of the decoration, but it's mostly for just making sure everything's okay. with the
mechanicals,
engine, the
the
mechanical
engines, yeah,
aspects,
sure.
just like a car that
Yeah.
needs maintenance.
Right.
So it is the same. And we're gonna go to Cadiz because this
Oh,
is
sure.
too big for
Yeah.
Freeport in the Bahamas. So we're gonna go to Cadiz in Spain, which is normally what we do either in Cadiz or Rotterdam in Holland, in the Netherlands. So we're gonna go to Cadiz and then we'll be back for sure.
Right, right. Well, that's great. Well, I know you have a lot of things
I
that
have a
you
meeting
do.
in 5 minutes.
And I want to thank you so much, Anna,
Thank you for
taking
having
the time to do this. And I just want to ask you to do one little thing for us. Tell everybody that's going to see this video that they should subscribe to our YouTube channel. Because I think
Absolutely.
that would really help build up our subscription base.
Yes, you just go and subscribe and do go on the little bell thingy so you actually get all the content when they upload it. You get the notification. Cruising with the Ryans is incredible, and you'll find out more about the Harmony because you guys do cruise a lot in here,
Yeah, we do.
and it's fun. Have a great one. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, Anna.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hi, this is Dennis with Cruising with the Ryans. And remember, smooth sailing, have great vacations.